Hi there, my name is Hudson Gilbert, and for my demonstration speech, I will be discussing how to identify your MBTI type, which is like a personality type. So many might know of the Myers-Briggs type indicator from like online personality tests and such. However, I'd like to discuss a different method of discovering personality type today. Mainly because quizzes tend to lead towards simplistic results. They're based on dichotomies. You know, you have I versus E, which is like introversion versus extroversion. You have N versus S, intuition versus sensing. F versus T, feeling versus thinking. P versus J, perceiving versus judging. So the theory I'm discussing is known as cognitive functions. It's based on Carl Jung's analytical psychology. I guess an important distinction to make is to separate cognition from behavior. Behavior is what we might typically see from personality types and their descriptions. Like, behavior tends to be empirical, it's what's put out to the environment, it's observable, measurable, whereas compared to cognition, which is more theoretical, it contextualizes behavior, it describes our thought process as to why such behaviors come about, essentially. So let me break this down. For cognitive processes, you have perception or judgment. Perception processes. There's intuition, which is a more abstract process. It deals with ideas, concepts, theories. Sensing is more immediately related to tangible reality and what we immediately see, hear, touch, taste, smell, etc. It's more practical, immediate. Judgment, feeling versus thinking. Feeling leans more towards personal value. What you may feel is good or bad, or what society tells you is good or bad. Sentiment like that. Thinking tends to be more in the realm of impersonal measurements, standards, accuracy, whether something's correct or not. This can be broken down even further into introverted or extroverted manifestations of these functions. For introverted functions, things are perceived through the self. It's individualistic. You reflect on it. It's more internalized. It's a subjective experience that way. Introverted feeling, that tends to be one's own personal preferences, feelings, values, what oneself assigns to things of good or bad. Introverted thinking refers to one's own set of reasoning, logic, rules, what one self determines to be correct. Introverted sensing, that reminisces on internalized sensations, what's familiar, what's consistent, what's stable to the individual. Introverted intuition, that speaks about what internalized insights someone has, what philosophies they formulate, what patterns or implications they form from their experiences. Meanwhile, extroverted functions, it's out in the environment. It's perceived as it is. It's more objective. I have extroverted feeling, which, refers to social values. What society indicates as good or bad. Identifying with other people's emotions that way. Extroverted thinking refers to objective standards, measurements, goals, methods, Extroverted intuition is a curious one. Like, it refers to ideas, theories, possibilities. They're abstract. They come through discussion. Extroverted sensing refers to the literal connected experience and immediate sensations. What is immediate, what is tangible. Someone's rarely in touch with their senses that way. So this goes into some more depth, like, you have your dominant function that, you predominantly lead with, it colors your thinking. The auxiliary function, that provides support to dominant balanced perspective. And then in more unconscious aspects, such as, tertiary and inferior functions, those tend to be more areas of neglect or come out in stress. But essentially the whole goal of this is to, promote a better sense of self-understanding, understand how your thought process works. This goes into more depth, how do these personality traits manifest for each individual person, how to figure it out and such. So it goes into a lot more depth, though. Again, it's inherently pseudoscientific in nature, so the potential of utility for this is predominantly theoretical. But again, it's helpful to help people understand how they think better. It's just a helpful psychological resource. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time.